Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your in-depth forecast for Aries for week commencing the 3rd of November. And this week begins for you with an echo of last week, with Venus continuing on Monday and Tuesday to connect very tightly to Pluto. Now, Pluto's in a part of your horoscope that's really over the last 6 or 7 years been changing or altering the way in which you connect with the wider world. Now, this may have affected you in terms of your employment prospects or just in terms of how you feel about yourself, the contribution you make, in terms of your public profile, your standing, your esteem, if you like, that others may hold you in. So when Venus gets involved in the act, it points towards how relationships feed into that. So think about the type of people you're involved with and whether they're valuable to you, because something significant and helpful can happen this week, not just on the back of Venus's link to Pluto, but from Monday through to Friday, the Sun also starts to forge an amazing sextile too. Now, when the Sun and Pluto get together, the changes don't necessarily have to be in our environment, in other words, what goes on around us. It can be deep within us. And you might start to think about your qualities, talents, and how they're being applied in a different kind of way. So there is a real chance that by the end of this week, your ambitions are going to be aroused in quite a fierce way. And part of the clue of this comes from the fact that the creativity that Mercury and Jupiter have been stirring within you, well, you're wanting some kind of feedback or some kind of evidence that your value is recognized on the back of these talents. Now, the full moon, which occurs on Thursday, is significant because it is going to be emphasizing both your short and longer term financial picture. And if something is out of kilter and you're needing to earn more money, this is just going to create even more desire to make changes that will help you to succeed in following your ambitions or making your way up the ladder of success. And once Mars starts to connect to Pluto in a conjunction as this week draws to a close, I do feel that your drive is going to be absolutely turbocharged. You may be possibly even surprised by how much go-getting you have within yourself. Your elbows could get a little bit sharper too, because you may find yourself being more competitive, more driven. And the trick, when Mars and Pluto get together, is not to become too ruthless and do things that maybe go against the rules, not necessarily laws, but more about the mores of society. So yes, you can get success, but if you alienate people in the process, you have to consider what that will mean to you. And then on Sunday, Mercury also moves into the sign of Scorpio. And because Mars and Pluto are the rulers of Scorpio, even though they are connecting in Capricorn, I do think generally this is a week when you're really being asked to think down and connect deep within yourself and get in touch with your resources and then find an outlet for them, which helps you to feel good about yourself and perhaps wins the respect and admiration of others too. So you're going to have a lot of confidence this week, a lot of drive. It's just about how you choose to apply it and the tactics you adopt too. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Aries. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.